Welcome back to the Kanc Connection. We have a great show coming up this week.
You bet, Jillian. I'm Olivia, and we're going to start off today with Yay Sports. We've had a busy week of sports. On last Friday, the JV baseball team hosted Gorham in a doubleheader. The first game, they won 6-5, and the second game, they lost 7-5. On Monday, the middle school softball team hosted Lisbon and lost 17-16. On Tuesday, the middle school baseball team defeated Profile 13-1. Yesterday, the middle school teams played Haverhill. The girls lost 13-5, and the boys lost 14-6. And the varsity softball team hosted Woodsville and lost 22-1. Tonight, the varsity teams will play Groveton. The girls away and the boys at home. Then, starting Monday, the teams will have 3 games in a row. On Monday, the girls will host Littleton while the boys will travel there. On Tuesday, the teams will play Pittsburgh Canyon, the boys at home and the girls away. On Wednesday, the teams will play Colebrook, the girls at home and the boys away. Our varsity teams will be playing their first playoff games soon. On June 2nd, the softball team will play Profile away at 4 o'clock. And on June 3rd, the baseball team will host Lisbon at 4 o'clock. We hope you are able to come out and support our softball and baseball teams as their seasons are coming to a close.
Thank you, Olivia, and great job to all of our sports teams. Now we will have some news with Shanna.
Welcome back to what went down in the world this week. I'm Shanna Drapo, coming to you with recent news stories from around the world. Let's get into it. As of April 13th, the Pfizer vaccine has been approved in New Hampshire for children ages 12 through 15. Anyone under the age of 18 must have consent from a parent in order to get the vaccine. Anyone who is fully vaccinated is now permitted to participate in activities without masks and without social distancing, unless it has been otherwise specified. This does not mean that we can stop wearing masks in school. The city of Jerusalem has been the center of violence between the Jewish people and the Arabs for over 100 years. The latest of such violence began a month ago, when Israeli people attempted to block some Palestinian gatherings at the beginning of the Muslim holy month of Ramadan. A plan built to evict many Palestinians from a Jerusalem neighborhood has raised tensions and caused for violence. Last week, airstrikes from Israel shook self-governing Palestinian territory of Gaza. The Palestinian death toll has continued to rise drastically. Fortunately, Israel has agreed to cease fire as of Thursday, May 20th, which will bring a halt to the current violence that has lasted for 11 days. Now for some good news. 35 Asian elephants, which were previously owned by Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus, are being relocated to a Florida reserve where they can roam free. The elephants have been held in captivity and are not yet ready to return to the wild. So this reserve is the next best thing for them right now. And that's what went down in the world this week. I'm Shanna Drapo. See you next time.
That was so informative, Shanna. Now, onto a short segment from Tucker about raising chickens.
Hi guys, it's Tucker, and I'm back on the Kanc Connection. Today I'll be showing you guys my chickens. They're very, very noisy. They're always curious. They always come to where you are. They follow you around the coop. They follow you around the coop wondering if you have something. These guys are very messy. They're scared when you get your hand close sometimes. Sometimes they're curious or they're fine. This is their water container. We can fill up their water container with water so that they can drink, and this works out pretty well. Right now it's pretty full. This is our one rooster right here. He's cautious, but he tries a little too hard to protect the chickens. Over here in the corner we have a little door. This has a day sensor, so it will close by nighttime so the chickens can stay inside the coop and be safe. This little door leads out to our run here, which this fence is electrified. If this is on, it would be electrified. Apparently I turned it off so I wouldn't get zapped at all. That is their food container. They pick out those little tubes to get their food. Helps reduce mess, and that's why they're facing upwards. Again, these guys are very noisy, especially the rooster. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at my chickens, and I'll see you next time.
Aw, aren't chickens just so adorable? This is a reminder for all students, 6th grade plus, that Boys and Girls of Summer hiking clubs are looking for new members. If you are interested, please reach out to Mr. Laux or Mrs. Krill for more information.
I've done Girls of Summer, and I would definitely recommend it to anybody who's interested in joining. Next up, we have a wacky word from Emma.
Hello and welcome back to Wacky Words. I'm Emma, and the word we're going to be going over today is psychopomp, which is just about the coolest sounding word ever created. And it refers to a certain brand of deities, the gods or goddesses that ferry people from the living world to the underworld, and rarely vice versa. The word is Greek in origin, although it wasn't fully solidified until 1835. It could have existed much earlier in the form of words like sukopompus, this word being made up of two smaller words being suk or soul and pompous, conductor. It's the perfect description for a spirit guide like Apollo. And although the word was originally used to talk about Greek deities, tons of other religions have psychopomps. Other than Apollo, we have Mercury, Anubis, the Norse Valkyries, the Aztec Exodal, and tons of other gods from religions you probably haven't even heard of. And I find it so cool that all of these religions have gods, goddesses, deities, whatever that fulfills this job, and that we have a word for it. But almost no one knows this word, so I'm glad to have shared it with you. I'm Emma, this was Wacky Words, and I am signing off.
Hey, isn't that a fun word? Emma also prepared a myth for us this week. Let's check it out.
Welcome back to It's All Greek to Me. I'm Emma, and today we'll be talking about Orpheus and Eurydice. Orpheus is one of those names in Greek mythology that you've probably heard at some point, but likely know nothing about. To start off with, Orpheus was the greatest lyre player in all the world, a lyre being an instrument similar to a harp. And with this musical genius, he could charm things that really shouldn't be able to be charmed, like grass, rocks, dirt. Other than a musician, Orpheus was also a poet and a prophet, but those both play second hand in the story. And because ancient Greece just can't have just normal talented people, we know there's something up here. Orpheus was trained by Apollo, which gave him all of these fantastical abilities. But that wasn't enough for him, so he eventually fell in love with his soon-to-be wife, Eurydice. And while the two genuinely enjoyed each other, things don't always go as planned. One day, Eurydice was being chased by a satyr, and she tripped and fell into a hole full of vipers where she got bitten and poisoned. And then later, her husband found her poisoned and, dead. And what do you get when you combined a tortured artist and a dead wife? Sad music. And this guy was the best. So his sad music made everyone sad, starting with nymphs all the way up to the gods. So eventually they just were like, dude, go get your wife, she's in the underworld. And so that's just what Orpheus did. He walked himself right to the gates of the underworld, walked right in, and was like, hey, Hades, Persephone, I'm really sad. Can I have my wife back? And they were like, no, that's not how death works, man. So he played them a sad little tune on his lyre, and they're like, okay, you can have her, you're making us sad too now. But before leaving, Hades set up a rule. He told Orpheus that he had to walk all the way out of the underworld without turning around to look at his wife. And so that's what he did. He walked all the way to the gates, opened it up, stepped out himself, but then he got nervous that Hades had tricked him. So he turned around, and his wife unfortunately was still a couple steps into the underworld, so she got dragged all the way back to the river Styx. After this whole ordeal, Orpheus was just done. With gods, with music, with life. So he pretty much stopped worshiping any of the gods except for Apollo. But he made the mistake of doing this a little bit too close to one of Dionysus' temples. So he's doing his thing, worshiping Apollo, and one of Dionysus' Maenads shows up. Maenads are his female followers. And she's all like, hey, why aren't you worshiping Dionysus? And because Orpheus didn't have a reasonable explanation, she killed him. And while that is sad, you can say Eurydice and him ended up together in the end.
Thank you, Emma. Our behind the scenes of the Kanc Connection continues this week with a video produced by Tucker Bailey and Mr. Adams. Let's check it out.
Hello everybody! Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Scenes of the Kanc Connection. I'm Tucker Bailey and I'll be showing you how to change this room into a nice TV studio. The first thing we need to do is move all of these desks out of the way. See? That's much better. The next thing we have to do is set up the green screen. This is our green screen. We keep it in our closet here. This is made of a fabric material so we can fold it up and reuse it after each use. This will be able to stretch across the width of the room. Now that we have our green screen up, we just need to make sure it's smooth or else it would mess up our chroma key, which is how we put an image behind someone. Next up, we have to set up our two cameras. We have to place them in different parts of the room. Next, we have to power these cameras. So they are battery operated, but to be safe, we like to plug them in. Next, we have to plug in the HDMI cable. This cable will take the signal from the camera and it'll go all the way up to the computer where we can receive the signal. And that's it. Now we just have to go over to the switcher and make sure we're getting signal. If you remember from our first show, the switcher sits right here. And I'm just gonna open up a show so we can test and see that we're getting signal. And now that we're in the setup, we're gonna click on these two buttons just to make sure our cameras are working with the green screen. And they seem to be loading. Looks like one is good and so is two. So both of our cameras are checked out. And that'll be it for this episode. I hope you like it and stay tuned for our last episode.
Such a cool video, guys! Last weekend, the seniors went on their class trip. They went to Maine and got to go whitewater rafting. Let's check out the montage.
We're here. It's raining. There's a dog. Okay.
All right, Blake, turn around. How are you feeling about the wetsuits? Tight, Ryan?
All right, we made it down to the base of this waterfall, which is like Moxie Falls, Moxie Falls.
That was such a fun trip, and we were so lucky to have gotten to go. If you have been craving live entertainment, then check out the upcoming season at Jean's Playhouse. Tickets are now on sale for their Memorial Day comedy show, as well as their professional theater season. COVID safety precautions are in place in order to keep the audience and the hired talent safe. All the information on their season and safety precautions can be found on their website. Please visit www.jeansplayhouse.com. Buy your tickets and support live theater in the North Country.
Prior to taking a short medical leave, Mrs. Crow recorded a message to the class of 2021. Let's see what she had to say.
Good morning, seniors. I just wanted to take a minute to congratulate you on your upcoming graduation. Believe it or not, the year I began teaching here was the year many of you were born, and that makes me feel really, really old. But I'm so proud of you. You are perhaps the nicest group of kids to graduate from Lin-Wood, maybe that I've ever had a part in helping to educate. So thank you for being amazing. I wish you all the best, and I encourage you to travel and to visit places and to take positive risks, because you can always have Lincoln Woodstock to come home to and share your adventures with. If you ever need us, we are always here. So don't hesitate to reach out as you embark on an awesome journey, and we wish you all the best.
We hope you are feeling better, Mrs. Krill, and thank you for your advice.
Are you or your family doing anything tonight? Well, for only $12, your entire family can watch Star Wars on the backfield with dinner included. Are you all alone? Well, singles tickets are only $5. All proceeds benefit the YLTA Club. The event starts at 8, and we hope to see you there.
That's not the only thing coming up, Jillian. Tomorrow night is prom. Prom will be held from 7 to 10 in the gym tomorrow night. This is a reminder that there will be no post-prom this year due to COVID. So here at the Kanc Connection, we urge you to have a safe prom night.
That's the end of our show. As always, if you have feedback about our show or have ideas for upcoming segments, please reach out to me or another Kanc Connection member.
As for now, I'm Olivia Drapo.
And I'm Jillian Clark, signing off. Have an amazing weekend.